Crocheting 101, How to Crochet for Complete Beginners. Brought to you by Club Crochet and produced by Louie's Loops. That's me. How to crochet a classic beanie. This is our final project for Crocheting 101, and be prepared, this is a bit of a doozy. It'll likely take you a few days to finish your first beanie, but when you get good at it, you can finish one in just a few hours. In this project, we'll be putting together everything that we've learned from Crocheting 101. This beanie is designed to be multi-purpose and can be worn as a slouchy beanie or a simple skull cap. And I'll be teaching you how to make it in sizes extra small to extra large so that it can fit nearly any head. The materials that you'll need for this project are some medium weight yarn. We're using acrylic yarn. I suggest using some type of acrylic or wool yarn for warmth, but any type will work. You'll need around 170 yards worth of yarn, which is about one skein's worth, depending on the skein, of course. A size I 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, some scissors, and a needle. And the stitches we'll be using are the chain stitch, the single crochet, the increase, the half double crochet, the slip stitch, the single crochet 2 together, and you can use the double crochet for a round to add detail, but I'll be talking about that when we get there. Rounds 1 through 13 should be the same regardless of the size. After round 13, I'll let you know how to make it different sizes. The size you'll need depends on the size of your head, of course. I have a bit of a tiny head, so for me, a small size fits snug to my head, and a medium size is just a slightly looser fit, which is also nice. When in doubt, go larger, because if it's too small, it can't really be worn at all. To get the same measurements as me, make sure your gauge matches. There should be 3 stitches and 4 rounds per 1 inch. To start, chain 2 or use the magic loop method. Round 1. Work 6 single crochets into the second chain from the hook or into the magic loop. There should be 6 stitches total by the end of this round. Now to keep track of your progress, use a stitch marker, or pull through the final stitch with a strand of yarn and weave it through the middle. Round 2. Increase in each stitch, meaning single crocheting 2 into each stitch all the way around. There should be 12 stitches total by the end of this round. Round 3. Single crochet 1 and then increase. Repeat this 6 times total to end up at 18 stitches when you get to the end of the round. Make sure to weave the stitch marker strand of yarn in and out at the end of each round by working around it. This will make sure that you don't lose your spot. Round 4. Single crochet 2 and then increase, repeating 6 times total, ending up at 24 stitches by the end of the round. Round 5. Single crochet 3 and then increase, repeating 6 times total, and ending up at 30 stitches by the end of the round. Round 6. Single crochet into each stitch all the way around. There should be 30 stitches by the end of the round. Round 7. Single crochet 4 and then increase, repeating 6 times total to end up at 36 stitches around. Round 8. Single crochet 5 and then increase, repeating 6 times total to end up at 42 stitches around. Round 9. Single crochet into each stitch all the way around. There should be 42 stitches by the end of the round. Round 10. Single crochet 6 and then increase, repeating 6 times total to end up at 48 stitches around. Round 11. Single crochet 7 and then increase, repeating 6 times total to end up at 54 stitches around. Round 12. Single crochet into each stitch around. There should be 54 stitches by the end of this round. Round 13. Single crochet 8 and then increase, repeating 6 times total to end up at 60 stitches around. Skip now to round N for an extra small size. Round 14. Single crochet into each stitch all the way around. There should be 60 stitches total by the end of the round. Round 15. Single crochet 9 and then increase, repeating 6 times total to end up at 66 stitches around. Skip to round N for a small size. Round 16. Single crochet into each stitch around. there should be 66 stitches total. Round 17. Single crochet 10, and then increase, repeating 6 times total to end up at 72 stitches around. Skip to round N for a medium size. I'm going to be making mine into a medium size, but you can repeat these increasing rounds for even larger sizes. Here's what the pattern looks like for sizes large and extra large. Okay, now for round N. The number N is going to be used for a couple different things throughout this pattern, and is different depending on the size beanie you make. Here's how you find N. N is going to be the final stitch count divided by 6. So for me, because I'm making a size medium, my final stitch count is 72. So 72 divided by 6 is going to be 12. Here's a quick cheat sheet to find N for each size. Okay, so for the rest of the body of the beanie, you're going to single crochet into each stitch around and repeat that N amount of times or until you feel it's long enough. So for me, because I'm making a size medium, I'll be single crocheting in each stitch around for 12 rounds total. The body should be just long enough to barely cover your ears when you put it on. Okay, now to add some style, during round N, you can replace 2 rounds of single crochets for 1 round of double crochets. Now that you've finished the body of the beanie, we can work on the brim. Chain N amount of times plus 2. For me, because I'm making a size medium, I'll be chaining 14 times. Here's a quick cheat sheet to tell you how many times you should chain depending on the size beanie that you're making. Row 1. Turn. Skip 2 chains and half double crochet into each chain down, but stop 1 chain early before the end. Single crochet 2 together by pulling 1 loop through the final chain and 1 loop through the connecting stitch on the beanie's rim. Working into the rim stitches, slip stitch 3. Your final stitch count should be N plus 3 slip stitches. So because I'm making a size medium, my final stitch count is 12 plus 3 slip stitches. Row 2. Turn, skip the 3 slip stitches that you made, and then working into the back loops only, half double crochet into each stitch all the way up. Your final stitch count should be N. For me, that's 12. Row 3. Turn, chain 2, and then working into the back loops only, half double crochet into each stitch down. Stop 1 stitch early though. Single crochet 2 together by pulling a loop through the connecting loop, this one right here, and the connecting stitch on the beanie's rim. Working into the rim stitches, slip stitch 3. Your final stitch count should be N plus 3 slip stitches. Repeat rows 2 and 3 until you reach the beginning brim chains that you made prior to row 1. When you get to the end, there should be no more stitches on the brim for you to work into. Cut the yarn, leaving a long end for sewing together. Chain 1 and pull the yarn all the way through. Thread the tail on a needle and sew the brim together with a whip stitch by working into the beginning chains made before row 1 and the back loops only from the stitches from the last row that you made. Make sure to pull it tight every now and then. When you get to the bottom and there are no more stitches to work into, hide the tail into a few stitches on the beanie's rim and cut the yarn close to fully hide it in. Your beanie's now finished. You can fold up the brim to wear it as a normal beanie, or leave it down to wear it as a slouchy beanie. To learn how to make a pom-pom to add to the top, see the next tutorial. Don't worry, you won't need any extra materials. Crocheting 101 is brought to you by Club Crochet, a club made specifically for hookers. It offers new weekly patterns and projects, including full video tutorials, monthly kits with all the materials needed mailed directly to your door, classes and groups made to learn new techniques and make new friends, and more. Plans start at only $5 a month. Get hooked at clubcrochet.com. Thank you so much for watching. Crocheting 101 was independently created by me, Louie, with the support from my more than awesome Kickstarters that you can see on the screen now. This project took a really long time to complete, so if you liked it, please let me know by liking the video down below and subscribing and following Louie's Loops on any social media.